Caroline? I can't hear anybody talking.
Oh.
Mystery.
Do you mind to hold Caroline for,
Did you just drop it?
Yeah,
right,
That's-
it
is new.
We're gonna try that.
The same as system?
I do one down.
There's other pens here.
no,
Oh, here. Oop.
It's weird. Okay.
Can you hear now, Linda?
I can, thank you.
Sorry about that.
okay, so I'll start over. So just starting at the top, do you have the file open, Linda?
I do.
So starting at the top, under library revenues, the property tax allocation, that amount is a combination of the expenses for the library and the building. Net any revenues that come in from grant revenues, library donations, and interest revenue. So the total revenue for to cover the library and the building is 96,629. The librarian salary has a 3% COA built into it for the next fiscal year, so the next budget year. The assistant library salary, I sent you the response to your question.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, and hopefully, are you in agreement with that, or do you have any other concerns?
No,
mean-
that makes sense. I only hope that Courtney is also aware of that.
Okay. I assume so, but I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Then basically the health insurance, we just rolled the budget forward, the FICA, the child care. And the library retirement and unemployment work, those are all a function of your salary expenses. It's just a rate that's applied to the salaries. Computer, library computer managed services, basically that's your Comcast, VC3, which I think is a 3-year contract. So this is going into our second year or end of our first year.
I think it'll be the end of the first year.
End of the
Yeah,
first
right, yeah.
So we would have to. And then the Alpine Web Media. Library computer software, it's, the similar things we've had in previous years, the ebook software, Library World, Biblio streaming service, Zoom is new this year. So that's built in, and we left the budget at 1,500, just in case there's a little bit more. Anything goes up, any prices increase that we're not aware of. It's flat budget to budget. Housekeeping, basically level funded. Lawn care, we level funded. Major projects, we reduced them a little bit because we're not really, there's no slated projects that I'm aware of that would go through there. It's sort of for unexpected things. Library telephone, that's based on actual spending. It did go up a little bit.
Sorry, can I just go back to major projects?
Yep.
Caroline, would, if that group that wants to do the landscaping comes through, that wouldn't be through major projects, right?
No,
That would be
and
capital
yeah,
improvement?
I had just made a note on that because I thought that we were going to double the lawn care line
Okay,
to make it 6,000, like we had talked about at the last meeting.
okay.
Why so much?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
No, that's okay. So there's Tanya Retz from Mama's Gardens
Yeah.
came in and she works with kind of a volunteer program through the Vermont Nursery Association. And they choose places to do volunteer projects each year. And she recommended the library. And we decided it would be a good fit since our next capital project is kind of the outdoor refresh. But the volunteer work and materials to kind of start it would all be donated. But the maintenance afterwards, Mama's Gardens would take on that work. And so we had said that doubling that, I mean, kind of based, well, we don't know yet what the project's gonna be, but just to make sure that we have enough to cover the work that would need to be maintained. Then it
So that
would
would be another annual, so annually we would be spending $6,000.
possibly,
And the master gardeners said that they would help to do some of that as long as there's an educational portion. So that means that we'd have to be in the beginning of the planning.
Mhm.
With the
Um,
volunteers.
Yeah, because you can't have a master gardener project that's just weeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What, yeah, I'm kind of curious, what kind of project would require an additional 100% increase in the cost of maintenance? That's what I'm,
so if it's all around the gazebo, there might be some hardscaping, which won't
Mhm.
cost anything more.
right,
But anything, it depends on how big the area is around the gazebo, because really that's probably an
Exaggerated, yeah.
estimate, but you know, initially putting in the plants and all of that is fine. Sometimes you have to replace them and then you have to do the maintenance, and depending on how it's all set up, it could be twice the amount of work that there is
Can
now.
we, and I'm just being sort of devil's advocate here, and I apologize if you guys have had this conversation already. Are we sure that whatever they do isn't going to end up getting disrupted when we come up with some kind of a master outside landscaping plan?
So the plan is also
Do we have
that
that
they
already?
their group would be able to connect us with a landscape architect, is that what she's called? Yeah,
Yeah.
a landscape architect that we could meet with and make a solid plan and then kind of take a project.
Okay, so we get the plan first and
Right.
then they.
And we
do-
kind of
okay,
saw it as
got
a win-win, because we
Yeah,
get
no,
free
I get it.
hardscaping
Yeah.
and things, so it's less for the capital improvement project that we have to
Okay.
ask for.
Right,
I just wanted to be sure that it was.
yeah, and we would have to
We didn't
pay,
We didn't have the horse, the cart and the horses.
yeah,
all
yeah,
involved.
and we would have to pay for the landscape
No, I get
architect
that.
planning and stuff,
Right.
but we have the money for that, so, yeah.
Is that when you say we have the money for that, where is that in this budget?
It would be in the capital
Oh, it's in the
projects,
capital.
because that's
Okay.
our next project after the
Gotcha.
carpets. That's our next project after the
Okay.
carpets.
Okay, gotcha, sorry, thank you.
So what I'll do is I will revise that, and do you want me to just put a note, Master Gardener's project, $3,000? I mean, I
It
don't know.
won't be master gardener.
I think it could just be. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know that we need a note because it will still be Mama's Gardens doing the work.
But I think we have to have an explanation of why it's increased.
Plus,
I
ex-
guess
like
that's what I-
landscape
Yeah.
expansion.
Okay, that's, I like.
Mm,
that.
yeah.
No? Okay, so I'll make that change.
Thank you.
Yep, and that's gonna change, obviously, because we're gonna need more revenue. Again, the major projects, we didn't really have anything slated, so we brought that down.
Mhm.
And made it level funded at 4,000. Library telephone, it's gone up slightly. Library postage, those are interlibrary loans, more usage of those loans. And then library advertising is just brochures, we left that straight. Mileage, $250, I don't know, I think it's a ballpark, depends on how many classes or mileage, do you pay mileage to speakers and things too, or?
No,
So it's really just for you and,
yeah.
we just left the supplies for library supplies the same. Library books and periodicals, I bumped that up basically to match the prior year spending. Library computer hardware, level funded. And grant expense matches the grant income.
What is that? What is grant expense? What are
Grant
the
expense.
expenses that
So
go
grant
along?
expense-
I mean, I understand it when you have federal grants and you have to report back, but we don't have that, do we? What do they have?
Well, you track, you.
Yeah,
you
we
do.
We do.
Yeah,
We're
you've
getting
got,
the
you've got a couple per year grant.
Oh, so we do have, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
That's with state and some of it's
That's-
federally funded.
okay.
I will say, the only thing that's a little, from my perspective, problematic is unfortunately, you receive the money sometimes in the prior year and you expense it in the next year.
Usually every year.
And we're allowed to defer that income
Right.
unfortunately and recognize it when the expenses incur.
Right,
And that, I struggle with that because it
Yeah.
just intuitively doesn't make sense.
right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So then, going on, any more questions on this? Going on to the building, we don't really have a lot. I mean, they have to complete the library water, they have to complete their budget. Basically, what's within our control is really the maintenance and repairs, so we just rolled the budget forward for 2,000. Library general insurance, these library, electricity and propane. You know, they may need to adjust accordingly, I mean, as we get further into the budget. I'm looking at Lisa.
Who pays for the removal of the trees that have to be taken down?
That's a town
That's
project.
a town project.
Does the electricity go up with the shed?
Maybe a little. I don't think that we've even seen that yet. Like,
Hasn't been winter yet too, so we haven't probably had the lights on very much, right? I
Do we
mean,
need to
well,
up-
The lights are always on.
yeah, the lights are always
so
on.
they are
So,
always on,
Yeah,
even on the.
it makes a difference. It makes a difference on
It
a
does,
sunny
on a
day.
sunny
to
day.
have a- Yeah.
Do we want to increase it at all for the book sale?
From my understanding, the lights that were installed were pretty efficient,
Okay.
and I don't know that it would bump it up, but I don't know also.
Well, it's bumped up $450, right?
It's, you know, it's almost
Mm.
$400 more than the
400.
prior year
Mm.
expense, so we rolled the budget forward. Okay. That's all I thought.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of work, yeah.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
No, it's a
Great
good effort.
So I do want to thank Lisa because.
Yes, thank you.
I've been really bugging her a lot. And I've been I worked in really big systems before, so I'm struggling to figure out, like, I'm not a paper person, I hate paper. So she has been able to help me download a lot of the monthly detail transaction information. So what I'm trying to do is build a pivot table so
God,
that
I never.
if we have questions, I can just hit a button and we can see exactly who the vendors are,
Mhm.
what the date is, and that's
That'll be
just,
great.
well, it's more for Carolyn.
Who brought her on?
Angie, yeah.
But it's still in work, we're working.
No, I know, but it's fabulous. And to be able to actually have those pivot tables be
Yeah,
super.
because one of the things
efficient.
that, you know, sometimes things come through and it just says like charge
Mhm.
card. That
Mhm.
doesn't do me any
Yeah.
good.
Right.
So I know she's got all the papers, so what I'm
Right.
hoping to do is, if I do it on a monthly basis, I can just stick in exactly what it
Right.
is. You know, if there's a certain vendor that we want to track and certain lineup, what exactly is that line item? Like, you know, she knows what all the vendors are. I don't necessarily know what they are. So it's sort of a combine for myself, just so I can be more, you know, knowledgeable and also hopefully to help Carolyn.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to keep you on the board long enough so that you'll know these vendors intimately. Well,
So,
and also thank you.
do we
Rick,
need
for
to
the-
then vote?
Well, I'd make a motion
Yeah.
to approve the budget as presented with the amendment to the lawn care.
So the 6,000.
$6,000.
Do we have a second
I second.
discussion? All those in favor of approving the budget with that amendment, please say aye. Aye. So moved.
Can I bring up a other business that may be next meeting?
Yes.
The town report.
Oh, yeah.
We need to write one and get that.
Yeah, I've started working on it and was gonna bring a draft to our
At
meeting.
the next meeting,
Okay.
Yeah.
so should that be on the agenda?
So we
Because
should
they-
have that
I'll
on
put
the
it-
agenda.
Town meeting. I'm gonna meet with Angie to figure out what I need to say at the select board if anyone has any questions. 'Cause
Oh,
the
right.
capital improvement, yeah.
Thank you.
But cause I'm curious, did you feel all of you, that the new format we used for the town report last year was successful?
I
Did
think
it
so,
make it
yeah.
Easier for people to sort of read and
it's really
understand,
nice.
and it was
Mhm.
nice, right?
So
So
Yeah.
we would continue with that.
And that's literally
motif.
what I've done is just
Okay.
change the things that are in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it saves me a lot of time from having to
Yeah, I
write like
mean,
an
it was
essay.
really nice. I just didn't know what the
Yeah.
feedback was. If people said, oh, I don't think I know enough, or I love it, or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, okay.
Hey, could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Linda.
And thank you,
Bye.
Linda and Linda. Bye, Linda.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching.